preschoolers. Today we're going to be learning about weather, and in particular, rain. Maybe you really love rain, you like going outside, playing in the puddles, getting out your umbrella, your rain boots. So our story today is called Down Comes the Rain. Rain comes from clouds. It comes from big clouds and little clouds. It comes from black clouds, white clouds, and gray clouds. All clouds, big ones and little ones, gray ones and white ones, are made of billions of tiny drops of water. The drops are called droplets because they are so small. If this is the size of a drop of water, a droplet would be just a tiny speck, even smaller than this one. Water droplets come from water vapor. Water vapor is a gas. There's always water vapor in the air, but you can't see it, you can't smell it, and you can't feel it. Water vapor is made when water evaporates. That means that the water changes from a liquid to a gas. In the morning, put a teaspoon of water in a saucepan. By that night, it may have evaporated in the air. When wet clothes hang on the clothesline, the water in them evaporates. The heat from the sun changes the water drops and droplets into water vapor. Just like the heat from the stove changes water in the kettle to water vapor. If you heat it long enough, all the water boils away. The water vapor goes into the air. So maybe you've seen this with your families when they're cooking and the steam coming from the stove. Most of the water vapor in the air comes from lakes, rivers, and oceans. It comes from the leaves of plants and from the wet ground. Heat from the sun causes the water to evaporate. The water changes from a liquid to a gas, and the water vapor goes into the air. When you breathe out, you put water vapor into the air. Try that. Usually you can't see the water vapor, but it is there. Sometimes if it's cold, you can see your breath. That's because the water vapor condenses. It changes from a gas to a little cloud. When cows and horses, dogs and cats breathe out, they put water vapor into the air too. On a cold day, the water vapor changes to droplets and makes little clouds that you can see. You can make water vapor change to water. Put a lot of ice in a glass of water. As the glass gets colder, the outside of the glass gets wet. Go ahead and give that a try. Water vapor is the air in the air is condensing on the glass. There may be so much condensation that the glass starts to drip. Sometimes the glass stays dry. That means there is not much water vapor in the air. The air holds the water vapor. Breezes carry it from one place to another. Much of the vapor moves up and away from the earth. Air above the earth is always cold. The higher you go, the colder it gets. When the air gets cold enough, the water vapor in it condenses. The vapor changes to water droplets. The water droplets make clouds. When the clouds are thin and wispy, they are holding only a little bit of water. But when the clouds are thick and dark, they are holding much more water. A single droplet is so small you can't even see it, but you can see a cloud. That's because there are millions and millions and millions of water droplets in a cloud. So inside the cloud, droplets join together to make the drops. When the clouds can no longer hold them, the drops fall down to the earth. The sky is full of them. They fall through the air and they splatter on the ground. They are raindrops. Sometimes there are only a few raindrops that fall slowly, and that's called drizzling. Sometimes there are lots of big drops that fall very fast. Now it's pouring. Sometimes the drops in clouds freeze. These raindrops become ice drops. This can happen even on a hot summer day. That's because the clouds and water droplets are high above the earth. Many clouds are so high that it is freezing cold. In these high, cold clouds, water vapor changes to droplets, and the droplets change to drops. The drops freeze into ice. Inside the cloud, these tiny bits of ice start to fall. But they don't always fall out of the cloud. Instead, they may be carried upward by air that is moving away from the earth. As they are carried upward, more water collects on tiny bits of ice. When the water freezes, the drops of ice have another layer on them. The ice drops and are now heavier, so once more they fall towards the earth. But air moving away from the earth may carry the ice drops upward again. Higher and higher they go, and another layer of ice freezes onto them. The ice drops get heavier and heavier. They get so heavy that the air can no longer carry them upward, so the ice drops fall to the earth. It's raining ice. The ice drops are called hailstones. They may be the size of your fingernail, or they may be as big as a golf ball or even bigger. Hailstorms are not stones. They're pieces of ice. So when it hails, go inside so you're not hit on the head. Water in the clouds makes hail. Water in the clouds makes rain. When it stops raining or hailing, the sun comes out, and once more, water evaporates. It evaporates from lakes, rivers, and oceans. It evaporates from the leaves of plants and from wet ground. It evaporates from cows and horses and cats and dogs. And you know what? From you and me too. The water changes to water vapor. It's carried up and away from the earth where the air is cool or even freezing. When the water vapor cools, it condenses. The water vapor changes to water droplets, and all together the droplets make clouds. Water droplets join together to make water drops. The drops fall to the earth from the clouds. And once more, it is raining. Mrs. Strohschein's going to be next. She's going to do a science experiment for us of what we learned about rain.
Hi friends! So you just read a story with Mrs. Kuzmin about how rainstorms happen, and you were learning all about how when the clouds get really dark and gray and heavy, then they can't hold the water anymore. They're getting too heavy, and the rain droplets start breaking through the cloud, and they might start as a little drizzle, and then it might turn into a big rainstorm. You got to see all of that happen in the story with Mrs. Kuzmin. Well, now that you know how it works, how a rainstorm happens, we are going to do a little science experiment and demonstrate it so you can see it happen. Now, if you have these materials at home, you can do the science experiment with me. So I'll tell you all of the materials that you'll need and then go see if you can find them. You can pause the video, go look for the materials, and then come back and do it with me. And if you don't have the materials, that's okay. You can just watch it with me and you'll still get to see it happen. So you will need a plastic cup or a glass cup, but it just needs to be clear so you can see through it. Okay, so whatever kind of cup your mom and dad will let you use that you can see through it. Okay, then you'll need some food coloring. I've got some blue here. If you're out of blue at your house, that's okay. You could just use a different color and use your imagination and pretend it's a regular blue rainstorm. I've got some blue, so I'll use that. You'll need some shaving cream. Mom and dad might have a little bit that they'd be willing to share. And then you'll need some water. All right. So let's do our science experiment. I'm going to take the cup and I'm going to add some water. Perfect. Now this is demonstrating the sky. Okay, so right now it's clear outside. It's a sunny day. There are no clouds. It's a beautiful day to be playing outside. Now, let's add a little cloud on the top. I'm going to take my shaving cream and we're going to add some. See how it goes. Perfect. Now we have a cloud on the top. Now, right now it's a white cloud, and we see those out in the sky. On a regular day, you might just go outside and see some white clouds moving through the sky. Well, it's not going to rain. Those are just white clouds. They're nice and light. They don't have enough water in them. Some days you might even see big puffy white clouds like this. But it's still not going to rain. They're not too full yet. Only on the days where you see the sky get dark, the clouds are dark, the clouds are heavy, they're getting so full of water that they just can't hold all that water anymore. That's when it will start to rain. The rain droplets will start to fall through the clouds. So we need to make this cloud dark and heavy so that it will make a rainstorm down here and we'll see the rain droplets coming down. So let's make a prediction about how many drops we would need to make this cloud heavy and dark and to start a rainstorm. Make a prediction in your mind. How many drops will we need? Probably more than 5. Probably more than 10. Maybe more than 20. I think I'll predict 21 drops. Do you have your prediction in your mind? Okay, let's see who gets closer. Ready? Can you help me count? Let's do it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Look at that. I haven't gotten to my prediction yet. I said 21, but look, it's already raining. Do you see that? Look at the rain coming down. Look at that. Do you see how the cloud is heavy and dark on the top? Look how dark that is. No wonder the cloud broke. Let's hold it up for you to see. Look at the sky. It's blue now. There's a rainstorm happening. The cloud is too heavy. So the water droplets broke through and it started to make a rainstorm. Now at home, you could keep adding more drops and it would just get to be a bigger and bigger rainstorm. I stopped at 20. So my prediction was too big. I didn't need that many drops to make my rain cloud. What about your prediction? Were you close? Let's see. I might add a few more and see if I can make it to be even a bigger rainstorm. So I'm going to keep counting. I was at 20. So 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. You see all those raindrops coming through? Oh, I made a big rainstorm. Rain, rain, go away. Come again another day. All the friends want to play. Rain, rain, go away. We did it. Thanks for doing our science today, friends. We will do another lesson soon. Bye.